Hey, and welcome to our Surya Namaskar A, Sunrise Salutation A. We're going to go through a couple different variations of how you can move through this Sunrise Salutation, depending on if you have any injuries or different body needs at that time. So starting at the top of your mat, I'll show you a traditional Sunrise Salutation A, and then we'll begin to go through the modifications. Inhale, hands up overhead. Pelvis is slightly tucked, torso is engaged. Exhale, hands come down by your side, forward fold. Hands come down to the mat. Inhale, shoulder blades come together, spine lengthens, and exhale, forward fold. Step or hop to the back of your mat into plank, moving through a chaturanga on your exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Untuck your toes, press through your toes and your hands, lifting your quads up off of the mat, and exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, step your left foot forward into an Anjayasana low lunge, and inhale, step your right foot forward, halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands up overhead. One thing that may cause issues for you in your Surya Namaskar A is the chaturanga. Instead of chaturanga, you can go through assisted chaturanga, or you can do locust. So we'll go through that here. Inhale, hands up overhead, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulder blades together, and exhale, forward fold. Step your right foot back, and then your left coming into a high plank. Drop your knees down to the mat, move through assisted chaturanga, keeping your body in a straight line, and inhale, upward facing dog. If moving through it that way is not comfortable for you, you can start here, drop both knees down to the mat, come onto your elbows, and end up in Sphinx pose. So how that would look, come to the top of our mat, inhale, hands up overhead, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. Step your right foot back and then your left, high plank. Drop your knees down, move onto your elbows, Sphinx pose, inhale. And exhale, press into your hands, downward facing dog. Inhale onto your tippy toes, step your left foot forward, step your right foot forward, halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands up overhead. Another thing that could be an issue for you in your Sunrise Salutation A may be stepping your feet forward for your low lunges. If you just have tight hip flexors, this can also be an issue. Also, it can be as simple as arm length. If your arms are a little too short, it can be really hard to get your foot to come up between your hands, and that's just something you're born with. So we're gonna move through that variation. Inhale, hands up overhead, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulder blades come together, and exhale, forward fold. Here, you can go ahead and lift your left leg up, step it back, then your hands come down to the mat. Drop onto your left knee and press your right foot back, coming back onto your hands in that high plank. So in breath, I'll show you what that looks like. Inhale, hands up overhead, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. Step your left foot back. Exhale, and inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale onto your tippy toes, roll forward, stand up on your knees, still on your inhale, and exhale, step your right foot forward, low lunge on the right side, step your left foot forward, halfway lift, inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands up overhead. And exhale, hands by your side. So those are the most common modifications that are necessary during a Sunrise Salutation A. We'll go ahead and move through a couple rounds One that I did leave off is if your hamstrings are really tight and downward facing dog doesn't feel like a happy posture in your body, all you need to do is bring a little bend into your knees. A bend in your knees will relieve that tension and make it less of a stretch for you. You can bend your knees as far as you need to, so don't feel shy. Thank you, and join us for the Surya Namaskar A flow. Feet facing forward, hands by your side, palms facing towards the front of the room. Inhale, hands up overhead, tall Tadasana. And exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulder blades come together, hands up your quads. And exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step back, high plank, move through a chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, untuck your toes, press your chest forward, shoulder blades back together, and exhale, downward facing dog. Sending your heels down to the mat. Inhale, step your left foot forward, low lunge, and step your right foot forward, still on your inhale, in a halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend into your knees, press up into a standing Tadasana, and exhale, hands by your side. Inhale, hands up overhead. Pelvis is slightly tucked here, keeping your core turned on. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands. This time, step your left foot back first, and then your right foot, high plank. And in your exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift up onto your tippy toes and step your left foot forward. Low lunge at the top of the mat. Step your right foot forward, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold, releasing your low back. Inhale, press through your heels, hands up overhead, Tadasana. And exhale, hands by your side. Inhale, hands up overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, shoulder blades together. Exhale, forward fold. Step your right foot back, plant your hands, step your left foot back, high plank, move through a chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, untuck your toes, squeeze your quads and your glutes, holding you up strong here. And then exhale, the downward facing dog. Inhale, lift up onto your tippy toes, step your right foot forward, low lunge, left foot forward, halfway lift at the top of your mat, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands up overhead, and exhale, hands down by your side. Inhale, hands up overhead. You can bring an Ujjayi breath into this practice, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, inhale through your nose, and exhale through your nose. Step your left foot back, then your right foot, still exhaling through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your heels to the mat. Twist your arm creases towards the front of the room. And inhale, step your left foot forward, and then your right, coming into a halfway lift at the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands up overhead. And exhale, hands down by your side. One last round here. Inhale, hands up overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back, use your muscles along your spine to hold you up. Exhale, forward fold, step your left foot back, put your hands, step your right foot back, plank into chaturanga, and inhale, upward facing dog, untucking your toes, pressing through your quads, and exhale, downward facing dog. Send your heels down to the mat. Arm creases are twisting inwards towards the front of the room for internal rotation, turning on your lats. Inhale onto your tippy toes. Step your left foot forward, and then your right for a halfway lift at the top of your mat. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands up overhead, tall Tadasana. One last full body stretch. And exhale, hands down by your side. Maybe this Surya Namaskar A built a little bit of heat in your body. A lot of times it's practiced by itself as a flow in and of itself. You do that as many times as you can. It's a moving meditation. So find that drishti, set that intention, focus on your breathing, and just breathe into that third eye position as you move through your practice. This can also be paired with a longer flow after it and just used as a way to warm up your body or to start to open up different parts of your body that we usually use in practice. Let it be what it needs to be for you, and we will see you tomorrow. Thank you for joining Habitual.